Good morning, everyone. It's round 2 of our articles from Without a Crystal Ball. Today we're going to talk about Amber Portwood. We have a few details because Amber posted for the first time on Instagram and has already deleted the Instagram photo, but we were able to grab it prior to getting deleted. So actually, People Magazine got it, but I got it here for you right now so we can talk about it. We can also talk about some updates related to the custody going on with baby James, and also discuss what is going on with her work, what's going on with the case, where are we at, what's the news. So there's been a lot of rumors swirling online since the events went down on July 5th that this was a more complicated case than it appeared. Sources connected to Amber have been talking with multiple outlets, including Us Weekly and People Magazine. And the sources said multiple times that there is much more to this story than we know about, and that there were things going on in the relationship that made Amber question whether the relationship was the right one for her. Lots of innuendos floating around that there could maybe have been some infidelity on the part of Andrew. Now, Amber's not said anything publicly about any of this. There has been a rumor that was floating around in a Facebook group that's dedicated to supporting Amber Portwood, which is full of fanatical fans that are unwilling to kind of look at the facts here. But one person that says they're from Anderson, Indiana, where Amber's from, dropped this last week, which said, okay, I know y'all don't know this, but I'm from Anderson, moved a while ago, but my brother is still there. He's on the Indianapolis Fire Department. He just called me, and a group of them were at Hoosier Daddy's cheese steaks last night in Anderson. One of Gary's friends that knows one of the firefighters was there. He says supposedly this was all an act to help Andrew's failing career. Yeah, right. Apparently, Andrew has been having Amber help him to do some scripts for a movie, and he's trying to produce while he puts it all together. He has literally asked her to do everything she has done that he has recorded on audio and video, and he's using it to frame her. The cucumber was actually a prop, they say, but this is the interesting part here. I guess he's got some other girl named Tammy pregnant that's trying to take the baby and be with Tammy and get child support from Amber so they don't have to work. So, you guys, you can take the movie script and all of that. That's probably garbage, 100%. Like, I'm sure 100% that is garbage. However, the stuff related to Tammy was the part that interested me because there's been sort of these swirling rumors on there's more to the story, that there's Amber had seen red flags, that the relationship might be coming to an end. In fact, her brother last week implied in a series of tweets that the argument was not about fireworks, but rather that Amber was preparing to end the relationship, and Andrew developed this master plan to frame Amber and created a story about the cucumber weapon that we've been talking about so much. So, I never pay much stock to the rumor mill. However, Amber Portwood then this morning, if you've noticed, she has been radio silent all over social media. And today on Instagram, she dropped a cryptic message which said, cheating is a choice, not a mistake. Now, if you go to Instagram, it's gone. It's not there anymore, but it was there this morning, implying that somebody in her life cheated on her. So maybe there is some substance to this rumor that there's some chick named Tammy who's got a bun in the oven. Andrew is kind of a grifter. I mean, he was working on marriage boot camp when they met. Now, a little bit of a backstory about how they met. When she was on marriage boot camp, she was there with Matt Baer and her mother, Tanya. During this, I've been watching the whole season for you guys just to give you some juicy details. During the season, Amber is very erratic. She's popping off. She's drinking alcohol. And Matt had actually admitted to castmates, including Brandy Glanville, that Amber was on medications. There's been a lot of rumors online if it was Suboxone or if it was Xanax or if it was Klonopin, but she was on something that was a controlled substance so that they had to bleep it out. And he told them that, no, she's sober, but she's on these meds. But then Brandy and a woman from Mob Wives who was on the show, who was a recovering addict, she said that that's not sober. She's on a medication that's mind altering. So that sort of started like playing the spittle that, oh, she might not be sober. Her behavior on marriage boot camp was very erratic. She started fights with everyone. On the first day, she tried to fight even the doctors. Okay. And this was the state of mind she was in when she met Andrew. What kind of man meets a woman who is on drugs, intoxicated, out of her mind, in a show where she's fighting with her soon-to-be ex-boyfriend and her mother, who also was detoxing from drugs while she was on the show, by the way. Tanya was trying to kick her own pill habit and was sick in withdrawal for most of the marriage boot camp. She slurred her words frequently. So Amber's mother has long struggled with drug addiction, same with Amber. And so after all of this erratic behavior sort of blew up in March of 2018 when the show aired, she went on to Twitter and said, yes, I relapsed. I wasn't sober. I was drinking very heavily and I was taking pills. So this was when she met Andrew. She was in a relapse. So she was actively using, and he's like, yeah, dude, let's get together. Huh? Who does that? I feel like there's other motives here, Andrew. Not to say that this didn't happen between him and Amber, but like, who gets involved with a chick that's like this? Then she gets pregnant. She doesn't go back to treatment. She doesn't get help for her relapse. She just gets pregnant and quits. Well, if she got pregnant and quit, it's likely if she didn't get treatment, she probably went back to those when she was no longer pregnant. It's clear as you watch on TV, they bottle fed James, so we didn't have to worry about her breastfeeding. And so now the question remains of her instability, her erratic behavior, Andrew's sort of opportunistic involvement with her. It's very bizarre that anyone would have gotten involved with her at this point in time, but she's like, oh, but we fell in love. Andrew's not, I mean, we all know that Amber's not the most, she's not the best at picking men, let's just say. This is the same woman that stuck by Matt Baer after her ex-fiance, Gary, learned that he had 7 children and he had only told her about 2, and he had like 5 ex-wives that were going after him for child support, and she didn't believe him. And then he was a compulsive liar, a con artist, had all these lawsuits. She didn't believe it. Even on marriage boot camp, I would encourage you to watch it. You'll see what a master manipulator and a con artist Matt is. He lies to everyone about everything. He deflects, he gaslights. Of course, that sort of behavior is going to make Amber feel a certain way, right? But she stayed with this man who was also, mind you, 23 years her senior, had 7 children, no work history, and basically was like a professional con artist. So that was Matt. And then she jumps to Andrew, gets pregnant in like 2 minutes, and she meets him while she's actively using. We shouldn't really be surprised that this is where we're here because her last arrest happened when she was using with Gary. Now, she has long been open. She has long been open about her addictions. If you go back and you look, she has scoliosis, which she said led her to become dependent on opiates. She's had some issues with mood stabilizers, like Klonopin, so Xanax, that kind of stuff. So, and then other people have suggested that some of her behavior that she exhibits isn't really mental health, but rather it's addiction, and the popping off and that randomness and that inability to control her temper would maybe be more related to her issues with pills. So I think it's, even though sources told Us Weekly that they were not involved. So the source told Us Weekly and People that there was no pills involved in this case that happened with Andrew. That actually contradicts what he told police, because he said that she took a ton of Klonopin during the events on July 5th. And Klonopin is a very powerful sedative and mood stabilizer that causes drowsiness. It also can cause euphoria. And it's used often to manage bipolar and anxiety, but it's also extremely powerful and also incredibly addictive. And that was one of the medications that she struggled with previously and has talked about a lot. So she's posting cryptic stuff about cheating, right? So she gets involved with this guy, but then that does not excuse any sort of violent behavior at all. She should never be getting involved with this. But, Sean Portwood has said, well, she's being framed. We'll get this some of this stuff will get dropped. This is, blah, 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 blah. Well, now we have some more details about the custody for baby James. So the Blast and Radar Online got copies of the court information, and it sounds like Andrew is asking for sole custody of James. He does not believe that Amber is in the right frame of mind to take care of her son due to her failure or refusal to take medications for her mental health and a potential abuse of other medications, along with her not being, he doesn't even want her to have supervised visitation at this point, or unsupervised visitation at this point with her son. He says she is not safe to care for a child. He's also asking for child support. And he's asking, and the paternity test proved that he is the father. But I think we already all knew that. So paternity test revealed Andrew is the father. And so the DCF people that he voluntarily met with DCF when this case evolved, which is not uncommon when one of the parents is accused of doing something like this. One parent will go for emergency custody to get the heat off of them as a couple. Now they'll just focus the case on Amber, not on Andrew. And DCF has supported that James go with Andrew. So it's likely that Andrew will get full custody of James. This is a damn mess. So, now, did Andrew cheat? Did Amber cheat? Did somebody cheat? I don't know. Hard to say. There's been tons of alluding to this online. There's been tons of statements. Now, Sean Portwood last week said that there wasn't another person involved based on conversations that he had with both Amber and Andrew. So this Instagram post that she puts up is just sort of an odd choice, given that her brother has said, nope, didn't happen. But, part of me wonders is this trying to shift the narrative? Is she trying to deflect to show people why this happened? I don't know. Her next court case is on July 25th. It was moved up from the 26th. So they will do a pre-trial conference at that time. She's currently living with her mother, Tanya, in Anderson, and she has no there's a no contact order in place now between her and Andrew and James. She cannot speak to them. She cannot communicate with them until this goes through the court proceedings. I'm assuming when they meet again in on July 25th, they'll discuss, whether or not there's going to be any changes to that no contact order or not. Unlikely that there would be any changes until this completely plays out in court. And you guys expect that there's probably going to be a plea deal here. I would expect that maybe in order to get rid of some of the charges, she accepts lesser charges, or they drop one of the felonies and she only pleads to 2 or something like that. But either way, she is going to be spending quite a bit of time behind bars if she does plead guilty, because of the way that Indiana sentencings are. She could spend up to 2.5 years per felony in prison. So and this is the other thing. The source told People and Us Weekly that it's all up in the air about whether or not Amber will be fired from MTV. MTV has made no decisions, but that's really not, the way she's saying it is really no different than the way that TMZ reported it yesterday, where they said that Amber was maybe going to lose her job if she was convicted. Makes sense, which would be Amber spinning it, saying it's all up in the air. They're not really standing by you. I think they're just waiting to see how this plays out more than anything. But with that said, the reunion was actually just taped in New York last week. Gary, Shirley, Christina, and Leah were at the reunion along with all the other castmates. Amber did not attend, nor did Andrew. So the reunion this year will be quite a bit different because Amber won't be in it. And people were of course, there's online rumors that are swirling well, she didn't want to go given everything that's going on in Indiana. No, it's more girl couldn't go because she's on bail. She can't leave the state. That's how it works. So the pictures that have been posted online, looks like everyone had a good time. Looks like Christina and Leah had a good time. Thankfully, Leah has Christina in her corner and has her dad, Gary. Otherwise, she would be SOL. I have zero background or understanding about Andrew, but based on what I've seen and read about him, he's not the best person either. He has a long history with his own legal problems and his relationships related to women. So I would be concerned about whether or not he is, this happened. She admitted that it happened, so we can't dispute that part of it. But this whole idea about I don't know, who would get involved with someone that was like that on Marriage Boot Camp, you guys? I cannot get that out of my mind. I can't for the life of me figure out why anyone under any circumstances would have done that unless you are seeking an opportunity. And he hasn't been working. He hasn't been doing much of anything. He's just been on Teen Mom. I don't know. I mean, when you're doing the kind of work that he's doing, living in Indiana doesn't make sense because there's not a lot of production work to be found in Indiana, you guys. So for now, this is where we're at. Paternity, Andrew. Amber posts cryptic message about cheating. They want custody. Andrew wants custody, and he doesn't want Amber to have unsupervised visits. And her next meeting will be in court on July 25th. And we will see how the chips fall. I forgot. And yesterday, Farrah posted this random thing about Amber. I'll show you the text message. She posted this on her Instagram. But I guess Amber yesterday was creeping on Farrah's account on social media. I wonder if I can find it. I wonder if it's in my phone. Hold on a second.
I'll show you what this kind of stew is. Just don't look yet, okay? Just go right downstairs. Stay on there, okay?
I'll wait for you.
Hey, make sure to log my guy, okay?
Fine, Mommy's online. What are you doing?
I'm talking to Matt.
Oh, okay.
Pause it. Pause my iPad, Matt.
All right. Sorry, you guys. That was my little boy coming in here. So then Farrah posts this on her Instagram. Yo, Amber, stop creeping on my WhatsApp. It's weird given I've blocked you from everything and blocking you on WhatsApp now. Some
Mommy,
people never grow up. What?
Can you get me in the suit?
Yes.
I'm not. Yes.
Oh, are you going to dress up like a
Dragon.
for Matt? Okay.
Yeah, I would say this is actually kind of when I wear it. Kind of looks like I'm like writing on it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't
So you're
it?
probably gonna think I'm like writing on it.
Yep, he's probably going to think, no, get your other foot in here. He's going to think you're a dragon.
Gotta hold the fan up.
Yep, got to hold it up. All right. You got it.
Riding the dragon.
Mom break! We're putting my son in a dragon costume. He is so stinking cute. Okay. So this is what Farrah says, like, why are you creeping on me? And then you can see that today Amber Portwood, teen mom, is checking out Farrah's Instagram. It might have something to do with the fact that Farrah has been talking about Amber's parenting all over the place. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting how Farrah has to continually insert herself into everything. So that was the Farrah related to Amber news. All right, you guys. So this is where we're at with Amber. I will always, as always, keep you up to date about what's going on and make sure to get you the most relevant and latest tea for her. I've been pretty on top of it, I hope. Let me know in comments what you think. Do you think that there's anything to this? Do you think that this is her deflecting? Do you think it's her? Do you think it's Andrew? What is it? Tell me. I want to know. And let me know if you think there's this chick named Tammy. I mean, I'm all ears, guys. Tell me. All right. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Make sure you stay tuned because I'll be back later for more episodes from Without a Crystal Ball. Bye, guys.